Did you watch The Strangers Chapter 1 and think to yourself, that was pretty awesome. I really want a Chapter 2. No, I didn't think so. Well, I watched Strangers Chapter 1. I thought it was a pretty fun, bad movie. It's fun to watch. Wasn't good, but it was fun to watch. So, to be honest, I was kind of looking forward to The Strangers Chapter 2, just because of how much entertainment I got out of that first movie. I thought the trailer was horrible. They played that one TikTok song, and it was horrible. But I didn't think it was going to be good, but I was at least hoping for a little bit of entertainment. Now, what did I think of The Strangers Chapter 2? I'll tell you here in this review. But before I do, please make sure to subscribe, like button, hit the bell. And the most important part, comment down below what is your opinions on The Strangers Chapter 2. Or if you haven't seen that, what are the opinions on Strangers Chapter 1? Or if you haven't seen that, are you looking forward to those movies? I don't think you are. But if you're unlike 99% of the population, are you looking forward to those movies? Let's just have an interesting conversation down below about The Strangers, and stay tuned for the future for a Strangers ranking of all 4 of the films. And with that said, Strangers Chapter 2 is just like the first movie. It's not a good movie, but I'll tell you what, it sure was fun to watch. I think it had a lot less of the dumb character decisions, absolutely baffling stupidity moments, and a little bit more just straight entertainment. It's not a good movie, but either it's a movie that's not made to be a good movie, it's just made to be entertaining, or I am a cheap whore for chase films. One or the other. There is going to be spoilers in this review if you care, so I'm not going to shy around because nobody really cares about this movie, and there are specific things I want to talk about with the movie. But the film is entertaining. That's the one thing I could say. The one thing I could say that is just really good in the movie is Madelaine Petsch. Madelaine Petsch is great in here, and she didn't need to tune in this great performance. In fact, the movie might have been even more entertaining if she didn't, but she is really good, and I want to see her in a much better movie. There's one moment where she had to scream, and I'm like, this is a chick I want to see in, a good slasher movie. Because, I could see her as a scream queen. I thought she was great in here. The direction and the way that the camera moves it's good. There is a Warner sequence that I thought was pretty decent, where, you got one character running to hide, and the other character searching for her. It was a pretty decent sequence. I see a lot of people complaining about the camera movement and complaining about the direction, but I highly just disagree. I think that the direction of the film was pretty good. What are some other positives? I don't think I got any. What I can mainly say is that the movie is entertaining, and I've said that. Where it is 90 minutes long, you're following the survivor from the last movie as she runs from the strangers for pretty much 90 minutes. There is a small brief period of time where the movie does slow down, but that's only 15 minutes in the movie. Quite literally, we take 10 minutes to set up what the events of this movie are, and then it's running from the strangers. And for me, that's entertaining enough. I'm not like the typical film bro where the movie needs to ask me some serious questions about our world today and explore all these deep themes. No, if a movie has a couple characters chasing another character and, it's entertaining, I'll have fun. It's not getting a positive review. It's a pretty bad movie, but I think I even enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Strangers Chapter 1 because it didn't have all those dumb character moments. Now, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of dumb character moments. Specifically more out of the strangers this time. It's pretty much the dumb strangers versus the dumb redhead in the movie because they are stupid. They are making the worst decisions possible. There is a moment where in the film a character has a knife to someone's neck, nobody else in the car, and she's just staring at her. Just like this and saying, well, I probably shouldn't stab her or take off the mask a couple hundred times to see if she's dead. No. And then goes away. I kid you not, there are 3 moments where Madelaine Petsch gets a car. 3 moments where she gets in a vehicle. And every moment, the vehicle gets destroyed. One moment it gets shot with an arrow and the engine turns off. The other moment she flips it upside down. And, this is an easy escape. There are things you could have done to make sure that the car keeps going. Just hit the strangers. You don't have to steer out of the freaking road to avoid the strangers. Like, it's so stupid. It is so freaking stupid, some of the decisions she made. And there is plenty more in here. There's a moment where the baghead stranger is just walking and she's hiding in a little compartment inside of a morgue. And he literally opens up every door except the door that she was in. Like, he's opened up the door. Oh, I wonder who's in here. Nothing in here, nothing in here. So he stares through the cracks in the morgue at her. He goes, and literally how long I did that for was probably how long he stared into the thing. And then some other dude walks in and he's like, yeah, I checked everyone. Yeah, she's not in here. Every single one that she was not in, he checked. Like, these people are stupid. One point, Madelaine Petsch is in the woods and she's running from the strangers. So what's the smart thing to do here? Yeah, that's start a fire. Starting a fire with smoke in the air when you're running from the strangers. And then the strangers obviously find her because of the fire. Stupid. Stupid, 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 dumb, dumb, stupid, stupid, dumb. Characters are not smart. Also with that, like, on a technical level, all the kills are off screen, which is obviously a pretty huge negative for pretty much anybody. Where the first kill was just a guy going, no, don't kill me, and then all of a sudden you just see an axe going down, but you don't see any of the kills. The guy who walked in on Madelaine Petsch and Bagman's little game of hide and seek in the morgue, you know, it's like you see the axe getting raised, and then cut to black. We don't see a single kill in this movie. You do see plenty of dead bodies, if that matters, but not a single kill was in this movie, which is weird because the movie's rated R. I think I counted one F-bomb in the movie and a little bit of CGI blood. So there's that. If you're going in looking for fun kills, they're not there. Other things in the movie, it really gets from point A to point A. It doesn't go anywhere. Again, I was entertained by our journey, specifically how ridiculous it was. But the movie starts out with her being on the run from the strangers. The movie ends with her being on the run from the strangers with no resolution. Quite literally, I knew exactly where the movie was going to end. I was about to say, oh my god, they're about to hit us with a to be continued. To be continued. They hit us with a to be continued. You're going to have to wait for Strangers Chapter 3. And they played a Strangers Chapter 3 teaser at the end of the movie. And I'm not going to lie, it looks fun. It looks like I'm going to have some cheap enjoyment out of the movie, just like I did with this one. But I wish we had a little more resolution in this film. Alright, here's where we get into deep spoilers, because I need to talk about this. A lot of people are saying that the film turns into The Revenant for a moment. And it does. There's one sequence where she's sitting outside, and all of a sudden you see the POV of an animal. And I'm thinking, is Bagman on a horse? Is this a bear? What's going after her? So she gets attacked, and we finally see the animal. It's a giant fucking pig. I am not kidding. It is a ginormous boar that attacks her. Which in turn, you know, the boar doesn't really care, and he's just biting her leg, and she just stabs it a couple times. That's how she stops the boar. But, oh my goodness, when I tell you, I was laughing out loud. Like, this is getting so ridiculous. And then immediately after that, the movie is trying to give us a redemption arc for the strangers, where we see the strangers playing with the baby pigs when they were babies. And saying, oh, look at us. Feel sorry for us. We break into people's house and murder them. Feel sorry for us. We keep cutting to flashbacks throughout the film, which are trying to show us who these strangers are and why they do this. Well, I don't care. I don't really care why they do it, because they're just murderers. Why do people break into people's houses every year and kill people? There's not really a why. The best part of the original Strangers movie is the because you were home scene. I don't care what their childhood was like. And it doesn't even go anywhere. The flashbacks are literally just watching one of the babies kill a mouse and another off-screen kill where she kills another child. Doesn't go anywhere. Why do I care? I don't care about the Stranger's background. I just want to see carnage. I just want to see Carnage Candy. How hard is that movie? Give me Carnage Candy. I don't care about all the countless flashbacks we get in this movie. So it's not a good movie, as you've heard me say. It is completely ridiculous. But, you know, it was entertaining. When I go to a movie and I plop down $20 for a ticket and a medium soda, which is bizarre, by the way. Let's just be very clear about that. But when I plop down that much money and I go walk into a theater and I sit down and I watch a movie and for 90 minutes I am entertained by a stupid and dumb film, I'm going to say I entertained it, at the very least. It's not a good movie. I'm not going to recommend you go rush out to theaters to see it. But hey, for me, I wasn't bored. And if I wasn't bored while watching a movie's goal is to take time out of your life to watch. So I had fun with The Strangers Chapter 2. Even though it is not a good movie, and it is just another one of those movies where I'm going to be sitting down in the future, and I'm going to be with my friends, and I'm going to say, hey, want to laugh at The Strangers Chapter 2? Because it's just so stupid. So, before I give you my final score, mean a lot to me if you do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so you never miss my Strangers ranking coming in the coming days. And with that said, The Strangers Chapter 2 entertained me, but it is filled with stupid character moments, some bizarre choices, and just overall a dumb plot that gets absolutely nowhere. But I had fun with it. The Strangers Chapter 2, I'm going to give a C. But Sean Chandler on his channel does this entertainment scale and then the critically scale. On the entertainment scale, it'd probably be like a B+, but I don't do an entertainment scale. But I'm going to give it a C as a movie, and I'd say if you want, you can check it out at home. I think it is a solid waste of 90 minutes. Just don't go into this one expecting the best movie you've ever seen. Go into this one saying, hey, it was a dumb, fun movie. I think you'll have a little bit more fun with it than the majority of people. Unless I'm just stupid and I'm just a cheap whore for movies like this. Alright guys, coming later this day is my one battle after another review. I'm leaving for it in 20 minutes, so stay tuned for that. And my Strangers ranking in the coming days. With that said, subscribe.